Hey guys, it's me Shade. So today we are going to be doing Hangar reviews, as you have probably guessed from the title. So if this video gets enough traction, I'll make this a series. So yeah, let's get right into it, shall we? So this is our first ID. Let's get right into it. Uh, he told me to review the Hangar Eclipse in it, so I'm gonna do that. So we have Revoker Surge, Nomad, Parasite with Burrows, and Hornet Blitz along with, of course, Repeater Eclipse. Now, immediately, I have seen this hangar once before recording, so I'm gonna give my thoughts directly. Your Surge needs a better pilot, and your Eclipse needs something other than repeaters. Anything will do, even like what do you call it? Geminis would be better. Pockets would be also good if you could buy a pilot for them, because Nova isn't a specialized pilot, and pods really can't afford to not have a specialized pilot if you want to perform well with them. So yeah, and you have a Deathwalker. You could rank that up and use it instead of your Parasite here, or you can just use it directly actually. Yeah, you can use the Deathwalker directly here. Sure, it will die faster, but Parasite is something many players know how to avoid, so you really don't want that happening. Or what you could alternatively do is put your burrow beams on your Surge. Remember, only if enemies aren't very strong at your level and your burrows can actually one mag them, right? If you fire both of your burrows, you can kill them in one mag. That's how it should be. Otherwise, just do Deathwalker and burrows and Revoker Surge, keep it as it is. And overall though, you need to replace these repeaters with even Geminis, as I said. You should preferably use Stormwrack on your Bliss Frost and Hornets on your Eclipse. So yeah, just replace your Surge's pilot, and also be sure to get a better beam pilot, because Mako and Very Burrow implants aren't really gonna make Burrow Beam strong at all. So get a legendary pilot if you really want to use them long term, or Yeti, the epic beam pilot, will work just fine. So yeah, that's what you need to do, is what I'd say for improvements. As for these two, Revokers are okay, but I'd probably replace them after I reach like 9 KSP, so for now it's just fine. And for the modding, I'd say remove that blockade ML on your Eclipse and add a perimeter ML, cause that's just not a good mod. You can get hit from your sides, from your back. Those are the most vulnerable. And an epic Galvanical does not really compensate for that. I would say not even legendaries do. Just use ring mods like perimeters, SL or ML, it doesn't matter. SL stands for single layer, ML stands for multi-layer. I would personally say both work about equally, but ML seems to be better since it's economically way more effective. So yeah, that'll be it for my review of this ID. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? So these are going to be the accounts of my YouTuber friend Fire Drago, shout out to him, He's got 2 accounts, so I'll be reviewing both of them, as he also asked me to. Now I have no idea which hangar he wants me to review. Oh. What's different? Oh, your revokers. Okay, so I'm gonna review this one since it seems stronger, right? Higher SP, higher revoker variant, I guess. SXILDS is not changing. Okay. So I got Storm, Lacewing, Revoker, Eclipse, and Surge, with both having good pilots. Savant, Solus, and Storm, Hemlock. Now I'd say immediately your Storm's Lacewing is not looking good. The rest of your stuff is looking incredible, honestly, but yeah, the pilot is not good and the implants are not good either. You ideally want the legendary reload if you could get it. Otherwise, I would say run something else on Lacewing, cause this is just going to be incredibly ineffective. As for the modding, you have really a heavy modding. That might give you, may or may not give you very strong enemies, like 9000 SP players in matchmaking, right? So that's why I'm really worried about your weapon situation, cause you really don't want 16 energy max at 9000 SP, and now I speak from experience. It's really bad out there. Or what you could actually optimally do is keep your Surge and Eclipse as they are, and rank up either your Hemlock or your Lacewing to rank 6, depending on whichever one you like more. I recommend Lacewing more, cause it's way more meta, I guess. Just put dual Storm 10s and put the legendary pilot over here. Also, buy a legendary reload implant, cause that's the most important part about having an extremely strong stone build, right? Without that you won't perform very well, so yeah. Savant SXILDS looking good. Maybe replace the ability radius implant, this one, with ability cooldown if you can, but not necessary. But I recommend doing that. Eclipse is looking fantastically strong though, so that's really good. Surge is also not far behind, so that's great. What I'd also say is you should replace your savants with either Geminis or strike rockets depending on your playstyle. If you want to use your guided everywhere, use Geminis, or if you want to go specifically for very high, like support style gameplay at longer ranges, go for strike rockets. Now, why I say this is the biggest issue with savants is their reload time and their range. Geminis and strike rockets just have far superior range. Strike rockets having 110, I believe, and Gemini's having 170 at base, of course. So I'd say to do that. Geminis are really expensive though, so especially if you're free to play, just keep it as it is for now, as Savant SXILDS is something that you don't really want to be using at above 9000 SP, or I'd say actually 10,000 SP, because SXILDS is actually an inherently weak mech because of his speed and HP. It's actually kind of really good, and I personally like it a lot too, but the biggest issue is its speed and HP, with the bigger of the biggest issues being speed. So yeah. replace it with ideally Deathwalker, Salver, or even I guess like Volti. Nah, not Volti. Yeah, those two. Don't run Savants on them though, run Storm Racks. And yeah, that's like a really far into the future type of advice though. For now, this Hangar is doing fine. Just get a better missile pilot and upgrade your Storm. No, upgrade your Storm Rack reload situation. Get a legendary reload and upgrade a Mech to rank 6, either Lacewing or Hemlock, and put dual Storm Tents on it with that legendary pilot necklace of yours. And that'll be much better. And as for the 5th mech you'll be having with no weapons after doing what I just said, you can buy burrow beams, or you can buy pod guns, you can buy hornets, all that will work. Just be sure to get a good pilot for them and decent implants. Over time, your hangar will be quite effective. So that's all I'd like to say. Other than that though, pretty solid hangar. I liked it. Beautiful eclipse honestly. And surge is also not too bad. Mods are also insane. So yeah. Alright, so we have his second ID. I think this is the weaker one, but I'm not sure. Okay, yeah. So, immediately looking very strong. This is not good though. Revoker Bastion is not great. Let me just quickly check it first. So off the bat, what I'm noticing is your burrows are extremely weak, and your Bastion needs to be replaced at this point, I feel. You can put the surge here and put those burrows on your Bastion, cause Bastion would really like range, especially at almost a 9k SP you're at, right? Cause your Revoker Bastion isn't really gonna survive against things like Eclipse if people still use that, or primarily Citadel and Blissfrost even, because your Bastion is just gonna get shredded by like also close, like not close, mid or long range mechs like say Gemini users like you do, right? You use Geminis too, so yeah. Put the burrows on Bastion and use those revokers on Surge. That will be much more effective because your burrows are kinda not usable at the moment. Well, they're usable, but you don't really have a specialized pilot, and that alone makes them much worse. And your implant situation isn't too great either. I would say buy a magazine implant, the epic one, if you can't immediately buy the legendary implant for the Burrow Maxine, and replace the damage with that, or actually the ability duration, and get an epic fire rate implant and immediately replace the rare one. Cause like that's 23%, right? So doing the math, you're getting an approximately 3.6 seconds long ability duration, which is not really enough to kill people in one mag with these. I'm pretty sure, I may be wrong, but you really should upgrade your pilot anyways. Not upgrade your pilot, replace your pilot with a legendary beam pilot, ideally, or an epic beam pilot if you don't want to go long term. I would say just skip the epic one and directly go for the legendary instead though. As for your lace swing, it's very nice. Just replace the jump distance with ability cooldown. However, that's completely up to you, I would say, because I personally don't use that. And the reason is I want to deal maximum damage with my stomps. If you go in my hangar, yeah, my lace swing has no damage actually. It has radius because I like splashing way more, but it has the cooldown implant because I want to jump more often, right, rather than jump longer. Because, well, I like to jump a lot. Other than that, though, I feel like jumping a lot will allow you to switch positions faster and generally be more evasive than if you were to not have the ability cooldown implant and just have the jump distance instead. It's just a matter of quality or quantity, but in this case, I'd actually choose quantity because for me, at least, it overpowers the quality's benefits. As for the rest of your hangar, um, your Gemini Stalker is kind of terrifying looking, but other than that, um, you should probably get an Orion with your Gemini 12s. Now what that will do is significantly increase your damage, but thing is, both Orion and Stalker are kind of really hard to use past like 10 KSP or 9.5 actually I'd say. Because thing is, they have really low HPs and really low relative speeds. Orion's not that bad in speed, but Stalker kind of is. Now this depends on your views of course, but to me 22 kilometers per hour is not that good. Because speed is extremely important in all of Mech Arena. Because without speed you can't really capture beacons, dodge massive issues like, if, for example, a burrow beam eclipse running towards you from 120 meters away or something. And yeah, that's why speed is really important. That's one of the biggest reasons why scout mechs are meta, right? Because they have high speed. As for Deathwalker, ignoring that is kind of glitched out right now. Um, it's great, but you want to upgrade this pilot once more, and of course get a legendary implant for a Stormwreck reload. Now I don't know why you're not using Stormwreck radius, but I mean it's great if you know how to use it, cause honestly radius could be less beneficial than damage if you of course can aim without it more specifically, because aiming is not splash damage refers to like dealing damage behind or near an enemy's sides. Ideally you could do this by hitting the floor, but more often than not you're gonna be hitting ceilings, walls and the floor just to deal damage, and that's great because that way you're gonna be dealing 1.5x or 2x damage based on how the game works, right? So that's really good. And other than that, I'd say nothing needs to be changed. Just put burrows on your bastion, put those revokers on your surge, of course swap those pilots too, and I'd say what you want to do is rank up your Deathwalker and put those Gemini tools on that, and rank up your lace wing to rank 6, put your storm rank 10s on that and that pilot, so you have one really strong storm rank build and one really strong Gemini build that you can be extremely aggressive with. And if what you want to do is buy pod guns, I do say pod guns a lot, but they're worth it. And yeah, maybe get savants if you really want, but pod guns is what I actually recommend for your specific hangar situation. Maybe buy a legendary barrage pilot if you want to go long term, or just buy an epic barrage pilot, that'll work too. But be sure to max whatever pilot you're gonna buy, because having a max pilot is really important past like 8.5k SP, which is the level you're at right now. I don't really think this hangar is something you want me to review, so I'm gonna skip that. So this hangar is literally the same as this, except it has no barrel beam surge. It has this Tetra Orion instead, again, with no pilot. I mean specialized pilot. So this is going to do immediately much worse, but at least you're getting the rank 6 legendary pilot HP boost, right? 28%. So if you really want to use Tetras long term, buy a legendary pilot. It's really important, and I can't stress it enough. Mods are decent, I'd say. Get a galvanical maybe, and epic one of course. Oh, and really upgrade your S씌LDΣ mods if you want to use those Reverbers, cause your Bastion has good mods. Your Surge really needs better mods, so upgrade that perimeter ML and harden hull a bit more till preferably level 5 each, and then get in, not in, an epic canopy mod. That walker really does not need all these mods, so just keep them as they are. Don't upgrade them, and don't remove them either. Just keep them as they are. Lacewing, just upgrade the hardened hull to level 5. Perimeter ML can stay if you need it to be, but I'd say upgrade it too, of course. Galvanical is not necessary for Lacewing, so yeah. That'll be it for today's Hangar review video. Let me know if I should make this into a series, but of course that would require way more traction on this video. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care and bye bye.